This is our remake. While most studios' live-action remakes only retain a small heart of what made the original one special, we have dragons. Yeah, this was a really interesting movie, and I'm kind of surprised that it came out at all. Disney has been doing these live-action remakes for, has it been over a decade now? Wow. Whoa. And now, I guess it was successful enough that other studios feel like they need to jump in, with us actually having some of our first bombs from the Disney live-action remakes. Yeah, I don't know if this is the best time.
You're joining at a bit of a low point.
Whether you like them, or you hate them, or you're somewhere in the middle, everybody's got an opinion on these things. I personally in the camp where I'm indifferent. There are parts I love about every Disney live-action remake, and parts that I can't stand. So I don't hate watching them, but if Disney said they'd never make another one, I would be completely fine with it.
Stop, don't come back.
And it seemed like Disney was just kind of gonna corner the market on this and nobody else was gonna touch it. But then DreamWorks comes along and says, we're gonna do this too, but different. So they decided on How to Train Your Dragon. Not only are we gonna be doing How to Train Your Dragon, but we're gonna be getting one of the directors from the first animated movie to come direct the live action film, Dean DeBois, which I gotta give Universal props on that one. Disney, from what I understand, doesn't even consult with anybody who worked on these original movies if they're still alive. It's like they don't want any involvement from anybody who was from the original productions, even though they kind of knew what made it special to begin with, and just kind of wants to go in a completely different direction that at least critically doesn't usually work out. So, Universal vowing to do things differently and having a director who actually worked on the original movie. How did this turn out? It's better than most of the Disney ones, I can tell you that one right now.
That's on me, I set the bar too low.
I know some people are saying that this How to Train Your Dragon remake is like making Disney look ridiculous and it's just that much better, and yeah, it is definitely better, I'm not gonna fight that point. But to say that I really think that it worked to where I love it as much as the first movie, no. Like, I thought it did a good job of retaining a lot of the heart, which is more than I can say for a lot of the Disney ones, so that's really good. There were really no scenes or any performances that I thought were like straight up bad, so that was a plus. I would have liked a little bit more warmth out of Gobber, but other than that, that's the worst thing I can say, and even then, I still think he did a fine job. Hearing John Powell's music again is just, oh, so good. The effects and the graphics all looked great. I thought it was well casted. I could find quite a few things that I enjoyed from it, and I can't really think of anything that I thought was truly bad about it. But I also really struggle with one major thing with this movie. That it's basically shot for shot the original. And yeah, you could say the same thing about a lot of the Disney live-action remakes also. Some of them could be argued to be even more egregiously shot for shot. I don't know, maybe I just went in with the wrong expectations that I was hoping that they were going to change some elements to enhance it, or at least do something to maybe add an extra element of emotion that we didn't have before, and they kind of did. They started ever so slightly to bring out more stuff about Hiccup's mom. Like during some of their arguments where Hiccup's trying to help Stoic understand why dragons aren't that bad, or when they have the big shouting match near the end of the movie, like, they've killed hundreds of us! They've killed your mother! It's like, they brought in the mother bit, and I was like, that could be really interesting! I wanted to dive more into this, and that's as far as they went with it. Like, they started bringing out this new idea that could elevate these emotions even bigger, but I don't know, I just kind of wish they had done more of that. But I mean, if you've seen the original movie, you've seen this one, just different visual style. Like, almost word for word the same. Which, on one hand I get, How to Train Your Dragon is one of the best movies that DreamWorks has ever made. And you don't really want a lot to change because the movie is doggone close to perfect. But then on the other hand, it's like, well, if it was already so perfect, why do we need to remake it? And as much as I enjoyed all these elements, I do have to admit, during the movie, I did feel kind of bored watching it. Not that I thought it was poorly done. Like, I'm watching the movie sitting there going, I should be really enjoying this. But I'm kind of bored. Like, on paper, all of this stuff works and should be better than any Disney live-action remake that we've had. I don't know, maybe it's because I've watched the original one so many times that I can almost quote it word for word. And I'm literally quoting it word for word along with the live action movie going, they didn't change a thing. To where it kind of felt like, oh, we're watching the exact same thing. It just looks different. I didn't feel like I was watching an insult to the original version. If anything, it felt like a love letter to the original version in a lot of ways. And I gotta give it credit and props for that. I guess I just felt like it didn't need to exist. which, once again, you can say that about all of these. I hate talking about... I'm discovering more and more. I don't like talking about the live-action remakes because I'm just discovering that they all have the same problems. Just sometimes they bother me and sometimes they don't. And it's hard to, like, come up with a really good, like, understanding of why I like one thing versus another. And, you know, part of that is just our personal tastes and everything, but I don't know. The older I get, the more I realize just how much our opinions are just formed by gut reactions to things. I try to come up with good reasons, but sometimes I just don't like it or I do. So what do I say about How to Train Your Dragon? It is definitely one of the best live-action remakes I've ever seen. I don't think it was good enough to sell me on them and to say that this is something that we really need, but I'm like, hey, if they gotta stick around, I'd like to have more like this one. But even then, yeah, I still kind of wanted more from it. So yeah, basically, if you're not a fan of the Disney live-action remakes, I don't think this is going to be so good it's going to change your mind. But if you are a fan of the live-action remakes, this will probably be one of the best ones you've ever seen. And if you're indifferent like me, it's fine. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. And we'll be back with some more Jurassic series very soon so we can finish that off. And I'll see you guys later. Bye!